And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Oxygen Not Included. Trying to get some progression going on here, and we need to clear out the rest of this spot, because I need to use this area in here for some power and everything. We need metal, so I either need to go up here into this vacuum or go down here into this. Well, it's very close to a vacuum down here. Either some oxygen has leaked in here, or it just spawned very low. See the 25 grams? That's a very low amount of pressure. The breathable stuff is anything over 1,000. So that is a problem. So I think we're gonna need some metal. So we're gonna head down here. Oh, they're all eating. Yeah, we need power for food as well. So this is an important step here. So he is heading down here. This will fill up as soon as they breach it. It will fill up with all of this gas, and so the pressure will equalize. Like I said, this game, the physics simulations in this game are pretty good. So here we've got, now everything's getting kind of sucked into this spot, and hopefully they'll get a little bit of breathable gas in here. You can see our carbon dioxide is kind of falling down the pit there. So always check your lowest points is where your carbon dioxide will fall eventually. So we got a lot of breathable gas in here, and you can see emitting oxygen, and that kind of, well, that would be pretty good, actually. I want to get some of that copper in here. As they're clearing this out, all this stuff on the floor, you know, that's fine. You don't really have to pick it up all that much, but you will eventually want to pick it up. See, we had some oxalate disappear there, because as it's pushing out oxygen, it's shrinking. So you can see this is shrinking by about 0.1 grams. Oh, it's actually shrinking pretty fast. All right, this floor is clear, and now I'm going to be grabbing some of this copper ore that's in here. Oh, why are you jumping up there, dude? You're going to have a bad time. Oh, look at that. So you can see, I think they're holding their breath. Yeah, they're holding their breath because the air down here is not ideal. So, yeah, this guy just insists on climbing up there. So they're kind of out of breath, so they're going to come up here and hopefully have a little bit of luck. So the manual generator we're going to want right away, and I'm going to want to place this thing sort of on this side. I don't really... No, we can place it over here. And we want a specific... We don't want anybody just running that wheel. So we have a generate power, and in this generate power, we're not going to want this athletics 1, but these athletics 4 are pretty good. The cooking 7, that's who we want to cook. We don't really have anybody for composting. We don't really have anybody for art yet. And we need somebody with really high research. We need somebody with high learning in order to start to research. So here's our initial research station. We're going to want a battery. So we're going to want a couple batteries here. And then some electrical wire. I build my floors 4 high. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I build them 4 high because it gives you space up here to build some decor, and we'll get to decor a little bit later. But we're gonna want some decor. This thing should be, yeah, we've got 30 seconds until our next dupe. Hopefully we get somebody that has some research abilities, because none of these guys are very good at research. So here's just working hard now, generating power. Come on, build it. There we go. So now we got 2 batteries. There we go. We got another person that we can pick. Okay, we want learning. Oh, it looks like nobody has learning. Air consumption rate, no. So we have 2 small bladders. We have a creativity person that could help with decor. And plus 15 athletics. Oh, look at the decor expectation. 50. Yikes. Wow, plus 15 athletics. They would be a very good person to run on that hamster wheel. But that decor expectation, that is punishing. This one, plus 5 creativity. I think I'm going to go with Ada. Yay. So let's narrow down her jobs. She's not going to cook. She is our creativity person. She's going to be our compost person. Research, not so much, but I'm going to need somebody on research. I'm going to need this person on research. Generate power, no. Harvest, sweep, build, deliver, dig. Those are all fine. So, since we've got somebody now with creativity, how do we want to handle this? This is a problem. Let's see. We need some food. So, let's get the microbe musher out here. This is a powered block. So, we need some power to this. So, let's get some electrical wire. It's like so. There's a lot of copper down here. As you can see, each one of these blocks, I mean, this copper ore, there's 832 kilograms in this one block of copper ore. So we got lots and lots of copper. So yeah, we are low on food. And let's see, open research. We want this one to start. That'll give us the algae terrarium, the composter, and the planter's box. So yeah, that's the one we want. And we want to fabricate infinitely those points. That's kind of how that works. So this microbe musher will spit out something that's edible. They don't really, it sounds absolutely disgusting. It's basically just dirt and water. So the mush bar is just dirt and bottled water. However, we have lice loaf because we have actually some meal lice. So I'm gonna fabricate a couple of these, and this will use some of that water that we have spilled, some of this early game water. So this requires 5 grams of the meal lice and 50 kilograms of water. Well, this person is taking their sweet time. There we go. I don't have sufficient resources. Meal lice. Yeah, see, it gives you the requirements, kilograms, but when it reports how much you have, it reports kilocalories, which is a problem. So I guess we can't make any of those, but we can make mush bars. And mush bars, it's just essentially mud. That's essentially what it is mud. And we need another cot for our new person. I forgot to add another cot. So let's queue that up. With all this water all over the place, I don't want to put the cot right next to the outhouse. That would be kind of mean. So we're gonna put it right in here. We'll probably need to move it eventually. So how are we doing? How are we doing on oxygen down here? So this is where all of our CO2 is sort of falling down. Even in here, our CO2 is coming down and settling. So if we were to do a ladder straight down here, all of this CO2 would fall. So this would be a good spot to manage our CO2. So I'm gonna dig that out. I'm not sure. You know, be prepared to redesign your base a few times as you do this. And so, yeah, we're gonna need... we have somebody researching. They're not very good at it. But if we look, we've already researched 3 of those. And if we look at the ingredients, the ingredients for this research is just dirt. So we got plenty of that around. And we have coal now, which is nice. What are you doing? There you go. Okay, looks like our oxalite here has finished. Our oxalite is quickly disappearing. So just be very, very careful. Because you're going to want this research done before that oxalite disappears. Because you need... what we're going to unlock is this algae terrarium. And that will convert the carbon dioxide into oxygen. And I want to put a couple of those down here. Because why not? This is a pretty good place for them. All of our CO2 is settling down here. So it's a good spot for it. And I'm saving this oxalite. You can see these are not shrinking. So it's emitting very little oxygen. Because... these are already so pressurized, there's no room for any more air. What is everybody doing? We have somebody researching. I think we got everybody working there. What is that thing right there? Briar seed, okay. Let's try. I think we're gonna need... oh, there's another mealwood that I wanna harvest that thing. But let's see. Let me try to lay out my base here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. So that will get me all the way over to here. Oh. And then I need to do a ladder thing up. And this is a vacuum. So when we bust into this, it will suck a whole lot of air right in here to fill this spot. Which, you know, can be good or bad, depending on what gases you're trying to shuttle around. But be very careful, especially if you're not producing your own oxygen yet. And we are... look at all that coal. There's a huge, huge vein of coal right there. So it looks like we've got a lot of different resources in here. A lot of good ones too. So if we go in here, they're gonna bust through this tougher material, and they should bust through it pretty quickly. As you can see, we have 800, 900, 1,000 grams of breathable gas here. We have none in here. So it's going to fill this up pretty fast. And it's probably going to use a lot of this oxalate to repressurize everything. So you can see, whoosh, just fills it right up. The pressure is going up now. Now it's barely breathable, whereas this is still breathable, and our oxalate is probably pushing out a lot of gas. Try to make up for all of this. It's going to take a while for this to catch up, but I want to try to get to this plant as best I can. Be very careful of chlorine, of course. This stuff is highly deadly. Look at that hydrogen in there. Wow. That's a lot of hydrogen. So this is quite the building project up here. How's the research coming? We're over halfway on the research. That's good. And yeah, this oxalate is just about depleted. This stuff is probably... Oh, this stuff has got a pretty good amount left. Anybody idle? There's nobody idle. Oh, Eleanor, narcoleptic sleep. Getting us a lot... Oh, another narcoleptic sleep. Oh, jeez. They just can't stop falling asleep. So yeah, I'm trying to get to this. Here, we have some granite in here, and obsidian. Wow. Some advanced materials up in here. I gotta be careful, though. Gotta be careful. Because this chlorine, I don't want any of this chlorine to start leaching in to my main area. And nobody is cooking. Where is Eleanor? Oh, Eleanor is doing our research. Okay, that's why she's not cooking. Let's see. We still have quite a while before our next duplicate. Duplicant. Keep mispronouncing that. Okay, Doris, you got plenty to do. No standing around. Copper ore. So now this is breathable. It's pretty cold if we look at temperature. Pretty cold right here, but we got some very warm areas up here. If you look at this abyssalite, very, very cold stuff. Like, we're talking close to absolute zero. So it's a good insulator if you're wanting to insulate your base. Stuff is really, really good. Okay, we need that research to finish as soon as humanly possible. Miss Eleanor. Because the toilet's almost full. There's 4 visits remaining, and I need that compost up here as soon as possible. Okay. I think a recent update to the game made it so these mealwood plants no longer absorb so much air. They used to absorb more air than, like, your people. I mean, it was crazy. So little bug fixes like that go a long way. Oh, time to sleep. Let's speed her up. Where's Ada? Oh, there she is. All right, well, that'll do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.